Hey Bookaholics, welcome to another video. So today I'm doing the mid-year book freakout, and I'm so excited to do it because I just want to talk about all the books I read this year so far. I'm just so excited. I should be posting this on June 2nd, which is like the middle of the year exactly, but I might put it up earlier or later. It depends. If it is on the June 2nd, go me. This tag was created by Chami from Read Like Wildfire and Eli from Eel Grey Books. So I'll put the link down below for their video, so go check them out. This tag is pretty much just like, you get to freak out about all the books that you have read so far this year, and I'm just so excited to talk about these books again because I love them all so much. So let's just get right into the questions. So the first question is, best book you read so far in 2017. Best book I read so far in 2017 is definitely The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I absolutely love this book so much. It will probably be my #1 book in the whole year because it was just amazing. It made me feel so many feelings. Like, it made me feel sad, it made me feel angry, it made me feel happy, it made me feel sad, it made me feel all of the feels, and I just loved it so much. And this is definitely my favorite book so far in 2017 and will probably be my favorite book for a long time. So I'm just, this is definitely my favorite book in 2017. Next question is best sequel you read so far in 2017. So I haven't read too many sequels, so I don't have too many options for this, but probably my favorite would have to be 2 of them because I just love this series so much. That would have to be both Scarlet and Cress because I read these back to back and they just like connect to each other for me. I love them so much. I loved Cress a lot more than Scarlet, but I love every single book so far, and I love these ones so much, and I can't wait to read the last one. I don't have the last one yet, so I haven't read it, but I want to read it so much. But yeah, Scarlet and Cress would be my favorite sequels. I just love them so much. I love the connection between the fairy tales, first Cinder, then Red Riding Hood, and then Rapunzel, and I just love how they connect eventually through these books, and I just love them all. Like, I love them so much. The third question is new release you haven't read but want to. So the new release I haven't read but I want to would be When Dimple Met Rishi by Sandhya Menon. So I bought this not like just a couple weeks ago or a week ago, I can't really remember, but I have been anticipating this one for a very long time, ever since Emma from Isabel&Books talked about it, and I just really wanted to read it, and I finally just like decided, let's just do it and buy it, and I did, and I can't wait to read it. It came out March 30th, and I still haven't read it, but I will very soon, and I'm just so excited for it, and I just want to read it so much. So pretty much what this one is it is about a girl who her parents kind of spring an arranged marriage on her, and when she goes to this camp, I think she ends up accidentally meeting the person that she is arranged to marry, and I don't know what all goes on in this book, but people say it's very cute, and it sounds such a cute summer kind of read, and I'm so excited for it, and I am just craving an iced coffee whenever I look at it. I really just want one right now, but that's not the point. But yeah, this is the one I have that is just a new release that I haven't read yet. The fourth question, most anticipated release for the second half of the year. This one would have to be They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera because I absolutely loved History Is All You Left Me, and his next book just intrigues me so very much, and I'm just so excited for it. I know I'm going to cry, like probably bawl. I'm just so excited for this one because I just love his writing, and I just love everything about History Is All You Left Me, and I can't wait to read his third book. Just can't wait. So that would be my most anticipated release in the second half of the year. Number 5. Biggest disappointment. My biggest disappointment of 2017 would have to be Everything by Nicola Yoon. I was expecting a lot more from this book that I just did not get. I did not have any connection to it, to the book, to the characters, to the plot line. And it was pretty much just going through the motions of reading it and seeing what happens, but I really didn't feel anything for it. And that was very, very disappointing. I was really anticipating this one because so many people have been praising it and we're talking about it and it was becoming a movie, and I really wanted to love it, and I just didn't. So that was a very big disappointment for me. Number 6. Biggest surprise. Oh, I did not answer that one when I was going through this. I think I skipped that one. Okay, now let's see. What would be my biggest surprise? This is why I didn't answer it, because I have no idea what my biggest surprise would be. Okay, so this is not like a huge surprise or anything like that, but I read Heartless, if you guys know, and I could not finish that book at all. And could have been because I was really busy and I just kind of eventually just like stopped reading it, and I just didn't want to go back to it and kind of remind myself what was going on. And that made me very hesitant to read the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer, because just from Heartless, I wasn't too keen or not too sure how this series would go, but I absolutely loved the Lunar Chronicles. Like, I absolutely loved it so very much, and I'm so happy that it wasn't like another Heartless thing, and it wasn't like a big surprise. It was just like such a relief that I love this series, because I was very scared I wouldn't, and I would hate this first book and then like never read the other ones, but that didn't happen, and I'm just so relieved that I love this book, that I love this series, and I'm just sad Heartless didn't go with that same feelings, but I'm so happy these ones did. Number 7, favorite new author. I didn't answer this one either. Oh my god. My favorite new author? Currently, it's just a debut, so I'm not too sure what else she's going to come up with, but I absolutely loved Angie Thomas's writing. Like, I loved it so much. Like, oh my god, I loved her writing, I loved her storytelling, I loved everything about this book, and I want to check out her next book. Like, I'm just so anticipating what else she writes, and she is my new favorite author for how many feelings she was able to give me just through words, and I'm so excited for her next book. Number 8, newest fictional crush. So my new fictional crush would have to be Peter from To All the Boys I Loved Before. I absolutely adore Peter. He was adorable in all 3 books. I just wanted to hug him and just like, he was just so adorable, and he was just my new fictional crush, definitely, because he was just, I just loved him so much. So yeah, Peter was my new fictional crush. Okay, so number 9, newest favorite character. My newest favorite character would have to be Carswell Thorne from Scarlet and Cress in the Lunar Chronicles series. I just absolutely loved his like quirkiness and all of these in these 2 books so far, and I just loved his connection with Cress, and then also just like his banter with Cinder, and I just loved everything about him in Scarlet and Cress, and I just can't wait to see what else happens in Winter with him. But Carswell Thorne would be my new favorite character. Number 10, book that made you cry. The book that made me cry this year in like first 20 pages of the freaking book would be History's All You Left Me by Adam Silvera. This one I cried throughout the book. Like, I just cried as I was reading. I cried after I finished reading. Like, I was crying so much throughout this book. And oh my god, the tears just would not stop. I just loved it. I loved it so much. And if I ever read it again, I know I'm gonna cry all over, because it's so emotional. But yeah, this is the book that definitely made me cry. Number 11, book that made you happy. A book that definitely made me happy throughout the whole time I was reading it would be Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. This book is so adorable that I just could not stop smiling as I was reading this. It was so adorable, and I just loved it so very much. And I just, It makes me so happy just thinking about it and just holding it. I want to read this again, even though I read it like maybe a month, 2 months ago. And I want to read it again. It was so adorable. I just loved it so much. It makes me so very happy. Number 12. Favorite book to film adaptation you saw this year? So I haven't seen too many. I've seen maybe 2 so far, and one of them wasn't even a movie, it was a TV series. So the movie I seen was Everything Everything, which I just don't care for. So the one that I absolutely loved would be 13 Reasons Why. That TV adaptation is amazing. I loved it so very much. They did a very good job in my opinion, and I just loved it so much. So yeah, that would be my answer. Number 13, favorite review you've written this year, or favorite review you recorded, favorite video you have done so far in this year. Favorite review you did a video for is what I'm going to say for that one. My favorite one to review this year would have to be Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare, because I just freaked out. Like, I just pretty much just raved that whole video because this book was amazing. Loved it so much, and I loved talking about it to you guys, and I loved doing the video, and I loved editing it, and I just loved it. And freaking love talking about this book. So yeah, that is definitely my favorite book video review thing this year because it just so good. 14. Most beautiful book you've bought so far this year. The most beautiful book I've bought in this year so far would be A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas, because inside there is cover art. Oh, not cover art. There is fan art in here, and I just love how it's like there, and I just love it so much. I find it so pretty, and it's so gorgeous, and I just love it. So yeah, that would be the most beautiful book I bought so far this year. So last question. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? So the first book I need to read by the end of this year is Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare, because I have not read this yet, and I've been anticipating for this, but at the same time, I'm just like, no, I don't want to read it quite yet, because then once it's read, then I have to wait a whole year for the third one. So, you know, if I don't read it, I still have this to anticipate. So I just haven't read it yet. But I will. In this second half of the year, I will read this because I have to. Like, I have to know what happens. But I'm just like, I'm so nervous too. I want to read it because so many people have been raving, and I know it's going to be amazing. So I just haven't read it yet. Another book I need to read is Geekerella by Ashley Poston, because this is such a cute read, and I just need to read it, but I've been like avoiding it because once I read it, I can never read it for the first time ever again. So I just been like holding it off. At the same time, it's because, you know, there's so much hype around it that if I'm disappointed, I'll be very disappointed in it. But I just want to read it so much. So this is definitely one I'm going to be reading in the second half of the year. Another book I need to read in the second half of the year would be When Dimple Met Rishi, because this is a summer read and I have to read it during the summer. So it has to be in the summer. So yeah, I need to read it. So that's the third one I need to read in the second half of the year. The fourth one I need to read in the second half of the year is The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli, because I just love Simon and the Homo Sapiens Agenda, and I need to read this one because there's been so much raving around it, and I need to read it. But again, like Geekerella, once I read it, I can't read it for the first time ever again, and there's so much hype around it that I'm just like, if I don't read it, I can still be a part of the hype and not know what goes on and just like expect it to be amazing. So I've been avoiding it, but I'm definitely going to read it in the second half of the year. The fifth one I need to read in the second half of the year would be Winter by Marissa Mayer, because I need to finish this series because I just love it so very much, and I need to read the fourth one in Lunar Chronicles. That is definitely going to happen in the second half of the year, even though I don't own it yet. The next ones I need to read in the second half of the year are the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. So I need to read the first and second and the third one in the second half of the year. There's so much pages, but I'm definitely going to do it in the second half of the year because I need to know what happens. I need to be a part of this community that knows what happens in these books. So yeah, that is the 6th, 7th, and 8th book I need to read this year, in the second half of the year. The last one I need to read in the second half of the year would be Stalking Jack the Ripper, because I know the second one comes out very, very soon, so I'd like to read this one before that one comes out and be able to actually buy the second one and be able to read it. So that is the last one I need to read in the second half of the year. So yeah, that is the last question. So that is it for my video. I think a lot of people are doing this tag, so I'm not even going to tag anyone because I think so many people are just wanting to do this, just talk about their favorite books. So I'm just not going to tag anyone. Thank you so much for watching this video. I had so much fun doing it because I love talking about these books so very much. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below all your books that you just absolutely loved reading so far in this year. Do your own little freak out in the comment section. I would love to see it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Check out my other social media accounts on my Facebook, Twitter, and Goodreads. I make a video every Thursday, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye.